Yo, what up, Diamond Crew? Hotta here. And if you think you've seen it all, look, you ain't seen nothing yet. For right now, man, let's forget about the rocky steps. The real climb is keeping up with our Philadelphia Eagles. We got more moves than a jitterbug on South Street. Do you understand? And enough action to make your head spin faster than the tilt-a-whirl at the shore. You know what I'm saying? Look, we're talking a blockbuster trade. We're gonna also talk about roster shakeups that'll have you spilling your Wawa coffee. Just spilling your Wawa coffee. Look, man, enough birds news to keep us up till sunrise. We gonna talk it. So look, man, I need everybody to lock your doors, man. Grab you a soft pretzel and turn up the volume because the Diamond Crew Sports Podcast is about to serve you up a heaping plate of Eagle knowledge. You know what I'm saying? With a side of authentic Philly attitude. Look, let's get this joint started. Fly Eagles fly. Let's run the freaking intro. You hear me?
The funniest is the
You are now tuned in. You are now tuned in
He's the funniest in the world.
to the hottest podcast with your host, Big Holla.
He's the most talented person in our family. I would say my dad, because he's an audio engineer.
Yeah. This Hotta, and welcome back to the Diamond Crew Sports Podcast.
Our guy, Howie Roseman. Look, man, bless Howie Roseman heart. He is out here playing chess while everybody else is playing checkers. You know I love to say that. Just when you thought you had a handle on everything, bam, the Philadelphia Eagles swoop in and snag a quarterback. And guess who it was? Sam Howell from the Minnesota Vikings. Look, we sent them a 2026 fifth round pick and a 2027 seventh round pick. And in return, the Philadelphia Eagles got Sam Howell and a 2026 sixth round pick. Plus, Lewis Cine got waived. Y'all told me that Sidney Brown was not as good as Lewis Cine. But look, tough break for him. But hey, that's a part of the business. Now, I know what some of y'all are thinking. Another quarterback? What's Howie cooking? Trust the process, baby. Jalen Hurts is our guy. No doubt about it. He got that dog in him, that Philly grit. But in this league, in the NFL, you need depth. Like you need a good hoagie after a long day of working. Howie got some starting experience in Sam Howell. He's shown he can sling the football around, and he, in my opinion, is a low-risk, high-reward kind of guy, just like how we love. This ain't about replacing Jalen Hurts. Oh, no. It's about making sure if anything goes sideways, we ain't stuck with a dude who looks like he never seen a football in his life. That's what we've been getting out of these backups besides McKee, who is hurt. It's smart, it's strategic, and it's pure Howie magic. Look, man, he's always looking for that edge, that little something extra, making sure our Philadelphia Eagles, our birds, are ready for every situation. Look, this move screams Super Bowl or bust mentality. And guess what? I'm here for it. I've been saying that all off season. Speaking of things going a little sideways, our guy, man, McKee, caught a bit of a rough break. Ian Rappaport, the insider with all the damn scoops, reported that McKee fractured his thumb. Now, they say it's not a major injury, and it probably didn't change the Howell trade. Because I'm hoping that he'd be ready for week 1, but there are rumors saying that he won't be. But let me tell y'all, a fractured thumb for a quarterback is like a flat tire on your whip on Broad Street. You feel me? It ain't ideal. You don't want to be going through it. And it reminds you of why a backup plan is always needed. This just proves how much of a genius Howie Roseman is, right? You never know when you're going to need another arm, another guy, especially with the way these dudes hit each other out there, man. It's football, a physical contact sport. Injuries are a part of the game. But look, Lewis signed, waived, just like that. Tough pill to swallow for him. But like I said, man, that is the NFL, folks. It's a revolving door. And sometimes you're on the outside looking in. His spot opens up a whole new can of worms, in my opinion. Who's going to step up? Is some undrafted rookie going to shock the world? We have seen it before. Or is Howie Roseman going to pull another rabbit out of his hat? We got to think about these things. Word on the street is that the Buccaneers just cut Shilo Sanders. Now, I know what you're thinking. Holla, what does that got to do with the Philadelphia Eagles? What does that have to do with our birds? And I'm going to tell you, everything, my friend. Everything. Shilo, Deion Sanders' kid, a talented safety, with a motor. He don't really quit. Signs gone. We need depth in the secondary. It was already a questionable spot, in my opinion. And suddenly, Shilo Sanders, a free agent. Coincidence? I think not. Nah, I'm just playing. But imagine, man, Shilo in midnight green, bringing that swagger, that prime time energy to our defense, man. The link would go absolutely bonkers. But look, man, this is all pure speculation from me. Sure, you get it, right? But if Howie got the phone ringing, you already know what he thinking. He thinking about this. This ain't just about filling a roster spot. It's about adding that attitude to the defense which Shilo plays with. Not a great athlete, but definitely a thumper out there. We'll be, watching this close. Like a hawk watches a cheesesteak on the sidewalk. You know what I'm saying? When somebody dropped the down, you got that hawk looking for it. You know what I'm saying? All right, man, let's talk about the trenches, man. The sweat, the blood, and the tears of the Philadelphia Eagles training camp, man. These birds have been grinding harder than a Rocky Balboa training montage. You feel me? Battling that Philly heat and each other as well. We saw some intense joint practices, with the Browns, a real measuring stick. You feel me? And let me tell you, our guys were bringing the thunder as usual. Nolan Smith, I'm looking for him to have a great season. Dude is a beast. He had an interception that had the whole practice buzzing. A lot of defensive ends and edge rushers don't get interceptions, but that's the kind of energy we need. That relentless pursuit to the ball, being in the right spot at the right time. With all that hard work, comes the tough part. It's coming up, man. The roster cutdowns. It's like Christmas. But instead of presents, some guys get that pink slip. By Tuesday, every team in the NFL got to trim their roster down to 53 players. Howie Roseman, the mad scientist, in his lab right now, making some tough decisions. We've seen, some surprises already, and there is always more to come, if you know what I mean. Who's going to talk about it? Who's going to make it? Who's going to be a practice squad hero? Every single one of these guys have been fighting for their dreams to come true, to be on this team. And guess what, man? As I always say, it's a brutal business. It's a business. We're talking about guys like Johnny Wilson, going on the injured reserve. That is definitely a tough break for him, especially because he's been having a great camp. But it opened up a spot, you know what I'm saying? And then there's the tight end room. Goddard a lot, obviously. But are we keeping 3 tight ends? We be thinking about this, that it keep us up at night. You know what I'm saying? Every move, every cut, every signing, it all shapes the destiny of our beloved Philadelphia Eagles, man. It's a high-stake poker game. And Howie got the best hand in the National Football League. You feel me? Always playing for that Super Bowl ring. And we are already ready for another one. All right, let's talk about the man, the myth, the guy, Jalen Hurts himself, man. Our franchise quarterback, the dude with ice in his veins and a heart full of grit. There's always chatter. There's always different opinions. But let me tell you, what people keep getting wrong about Jalen Hurts, people always do this, is that he's anything less than a true leader. This ain't just about, throwing touchdowns, running touchdowns in the end zone. It's more about commanding the huddle, inspiring the locker room, and carrying the weight of an entire city, which is Philadelphia, on his shoulders. Huge weight. And he does it with straight confidence. He's quiet. And look, man, that, in my opinion, screams Philly tough. Philly tough. Look, man, he's been grinding in training camp, had his ups and his downs, but he's basically sharpening his skills and getting that chemistry locked in with the receivers. Definitely going to have A.J. Brown back, I hope, for game one. Devontae Smith, look, and the rest of the receiving core. McKee, who we seen a really good game from. We saw a glimpse of, that magic in preseason, with the backups. And trust me, it's only going to get better from here. Football is back. You know what I'm saying? Jalen Hurts, man, is a quarterback that is the embodiment of what it means to be a Philadelphia Eagle. Do you hear me? He got that swagger. He got that determination, that refusal to quit that resonates with every single one of us in the Eagle Nation, man. I've been saying that because it's the damn truth. It's the truth. Where Hurts leading the charge and Howie making moves to bolster the roster, the outlook for this season is brighter than a sunny day on the Ben Franklin Bridge. We got a defense that's going to bring the pain. I know everybody worried about that CB2 spot, that safety spot, but we also have an offense that can light up the scoreboard with the proper coaching staff and the proper guidance. You know what I'm saying? From Patullo, he got to have these birds flying right. Look, the expectations are sky high. Guess what, man? They should be. We trying to repeat. This isn't just another season. This is our season. Look, man, it's time to bring that Lombardi trophy, the third one, back to Broad Street. You feel me? And with Jalen Hurts at the helm, guess what? Anything is possible. Look, you heard it here first on the Diamond Crew Sports Podcast. This team is destined for greatness. What's the forecast looking like for our beloved Philadelphia Eagles? Well, if you ask me, it's sunny with a chance of Super Bowl confetti. You feel me? Look, that Sam Howell trade, that's Howie putting another brick in the wall, building that structure, that foundation, making sure we're built for tough, or should I say Philly tough. You feel me? McKee's thumb, a little bump in the road, but nothing our Philadelphia Eagles can't fly over. You get that? This team, this city, man, we're built different. We got that grit, that grind, that never die attitude. You feel me? From the link to your living room is where I'd gonna be September 4th. You know what I'm saying? The Eagles run deeper. The blood, it runs deeper than the Schuylkill River. And you don't even know what that is if you're from the city. Look, man, we're not just fans. We're family. And when our birds take the field, you better believe, man, we're going to be the loudest. We're going to be the proudest. And guess what? The most passionate fan base in the NFL. Look, we bleed green. We scream loud, and we expect nothing less. We demand nothing less than greatness. This team is a dynasty. So as we wrap up this episode of the Diamond Crew Sports Podcast, remember this, Eagles Nation. The Eagles are always making moves, always striving for that next level. And we here at the Diamond Crew Sports Podcast, we're going to be breaking it all down. We're going to be breaking it down with all the facts, the laughs, and all that authentic Philly swag you come to love right here on the Diamond Crew Sports Podcast. Look, man, I need everybody to make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell. Look, man, tell your mama, tell your cousin, tell your uncle, all of them. Tell auntie, you know what I'm saying? Tell your barber about the Diamond Crew Sports Podcast. Let's get these videos to 10K because the world needs more Philly sports talk straight from the source. Right here, man, the Diamond Crew Sports Podcast, man. Look, that's all for today's episode, family. You know what I'm saying? As usual, I'm your boy, Hada. Until the next time, man, keep that Philly spirit alive. And as always, man, fly, Eagles, fly. And if you made it this far in the video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Do all those things to keep the channel in rotation. But until next time, Hada out.
Yeah, I got them diamonds on me dancing, looking like they prancing. Always on my BI, we talking about expansion. Looking at a mansion, open up the benches, hanging off the blicket, empty out the stick it, shooting like I'm Jimmy. Chipwood, this good, sorry that I'm this hood.